Hello chatbox out there. Today in this vlog I'm going to be telling you guys all about what I got to on my Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I hope you guys are having a lovely weekend. On my Friday evening I had work doing 6 till 11:30. It was pretty busy when I got there. My dad had dropped me off. I got clocked in, put my bag and kit away, and was working with one of my supervisors and also one of my new colleagues who I hadn't worked with before. So I introduced myself to her, and I was running lots of food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing food and drink orders and bill taking, and also was on bar making food drinks, putting some pints, doing a few wines. And yeah, I'm getting really good at the bar, getting quite confident on bar now, which is good. And we had quite a few big bookings, so we were getting them in and seeing to them. And I then was just chatting with sort of regulars. I then finished and we just got loads of clearing scopes done, and I ended up getting dropped back by my supervisor who only lives like a few rows down from me. So we had clocked off and locked up and we were getting ready to go, and then my supervisor had to do stuff on the computer and it was taking forever, so we didn't end up getting out till midnight. And he brought me back. I got back, got into my PJs, had some bacon butties and a cup of tea for my tea, and then I was just watching the UK soaps and Love Island, finished writing my journal and then put that away. And then on my Saturday I was supposed to be doing 6 till 10, so having an evening shift, so having the daytime off. But one of my colleagues who's got exams at the moment was a bit behind on exam revision, so asked if someone could do her 9 till 3, and I was like, I'll do it. So I ended up doing 9 till 3 and then doing 6 till 10, so I ended up doing a split shift. So I got myself ready in the morning, got showered and changed, had some breakfast, watched a bit of TV, played on Pokemon Go, and was just listening to a bit of music. My older brother was away at his girlfriend's house, older sister at hers, younger sister up in uni, younger brother at his. My mum was asleep and my dad was sorting stuff on the house. He then dropped me to work. I got to work, got clocked in, put my bank away, and it was so busy, and we had so many bookings and had like 50 plus food and drink tickets on at one point, and it was just crazy. So there was like a 10-15 minute wait on coffees, so I had to keep telling people because people just getting wild and be like, where's my coffee? So I was like, I'm very sorry, there's like 10-15 minute on coffee. But we got all the coffees and food out and we absolutely smashed it. Have such a great team. And so I was on bar for a little bit. I was then out front running lots of food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing food and drink orders and bill taking, and I did 9 till 3, and then at 3 I clocked off, got my banku, and I was going back in for the second part of my split shift, doing 6 till 10 later on in the evening. And my dad picked me up and went off to Tesco's, and just before that I'd gone off to Greggs to get myself some lunch, but I wanted to go to Tesco's to get myself some tea and some bits and bobs from there. So my dad dropped me off to Tesco's and he just waited outside whilst I went in to get myself something for tea when I get back from doing my split shift. And so I was looking around there and they've changed all the things, so all the bloody aisles are different, and so I couldn't find the like ready-made like microwavable meals that I always have, so I ended up having to ask someone to help me find where they are. I ended up getting myself a microwavable chicken tikka masala to have after the second part of my split shift, and I also got myself some flour snacks from the little flour section they have in the entranceway now, and I'm going to show you guys those flour snacks now. Such lovely colours. I love flour toffee so much. I also got myself a custard slice. Then I got back with my dad and I got changed out of my work clothes and put those on the banister ready to get back into for my second part of my split shift. And then I was just watching a bit of TV, just a bit of music, just drawing and colouring in, watching a little bit of Netflix, sorted out my Brita doll, wrote a bit of my journal and did some colouring in and some illustrations, and had my Greggs lunch. I had a cheese salad wrap, took out the tomato, yuck, hate tomato, and had that with a cup of tea, and I had a iced donuts as well, and got some donuts from there, and I let my family have some as well. I just put them in the pantry. I was like, whoever wants them can have one, help themselves. And I am going to show you guys a photo of that now. The Greggs lunch was so good. Love a bit of Greggs. I then was just watching some stuff on record that I used to watch, watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. My dad was then just sorting stuff around the house, and I then got called by my dad to get ready for work, and it felt like I got home and felt like I'd barely relaxed, and it was time for me to get back to go to work. So I got back into my work uniform and got my bag and coat. My dad then dropped me off back to work for my second part of my split shift, and I got in, put my bag and coat away, got clocked in, and it was me and my supervisor, one of my supervisors, and then two other my colleagues on, and it was pretty quiet, so we just got loads of clothes jobs done. Had a few people come in for drinks and a bit of food, so I was serving their food and drinks and doing food and drink orders and bill taking and cleaning tables and just polishing lots of cutlery and putting clean plates and cups and stuff like that away. And I then finished at 10, and I saw one of my colleagues had a new tattoo, which is from Avatar, the second one, which I'm going to be seeing this Tuesday with my best mate, and I'm so excited. I loved Avatar. The first one was so good, and I've heard a lot about the second one. I'm going to be seeing it in 3D. My supervisor said he went and saw it in 3D and it made him feel a bit sick, so hopefully that doesn't happen with me. But yeah, I just can't wait. I absolutely love it. I love the music. I've already listened to quite a lot of the music from the film, and yeah, can't wait. I then clocked off, got my bag and coat, and my dad picked me up and we got back. I then got into my PJs, and then for tea I had my chicken tikka masala that I got from Tesco's earlier on, that I'm going to show you guys a photo of now. I love chicken tikka masala so much. Not a big fan of yellow rice, but it was very nice nonetheless. I then had one of my custard slices with a cup of tea, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. I love a custard slice. That and rich ice spice are probably my two favourite puddings. I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks, some funny dog and cat videos, watched a little bit of Merlin. I then finished off writing my journal, put that away, had some cereal, and was just watching a little bit of Vic of Dibley. The jokes in the end always crack me up. I then went off to bed, and then on my Sunday, which is today, I got up ready for work. I was doing a 10 till 7 shift, and my dad dropped me to work. My mum was asleep, my older brother at his girlfriend's house, older sister getting ready to go off to play a rugby game, younger brother at his, and younger sister at uni. My dad was then off to go shopping to get stuff for our Sunday roast for the night, and I was just so excited. I love a Sunday roast. And then he dropped me to work. I got to work, got clocked in, put my bag and coat away, and one of my supervisors who was supposed to be on shift wasn't feeling very well, so he ended up having to get off home. So our manager had to come in to cover, and then our pot wash didn't come in, so we didn't have any cups or plates and stuff, so I had to try and whack out a few plates and cups. And so then at like 1ish we had a pot wash come in and quickly help get things tied up in there, because it was looking like a bit of a bomb site. And then we had a load of drink and food tickets on, and it was just so busy with loads of bookings, and it was a little bit frantic at first, but it slowly calmed down, and I was doing food and drink orders, bill taking, wanting food and drinks, cleaning tables, doing drink making, putting pints and making wines and stuff, and like pouring wines and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm getting really confident on the bar now, absolutely loving it. And I got to have a lunch break, which I was very happy about, and definitely happy to have a sit down. By the time I had my lunch, thankfully it calmed down, and we literally devoured this massive tower of food and drink tickets. It was insane. Saw a load of the workers, so I was chatting with them, and served some food and drinks inside and outside, because people sat outside as well. And it was so hot in there, I was absolutely melting. So whenever any drinks or food needed to go outside, I was like, I'll do it. And as you went outside, and it felt so good to have some like coolness because it was just so warm inside. And yeah, so I had my lunch and I had mac and cheese and a chai latte. I don't have a fresh OJ, but we were out of fresh orange juices. Boo, I was gutted. And so I had that, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. The mac and cheese was so good, very cheesy, but just so much. The garlic bread kind of finished me off. I then sat with one of my ex-colleagues who'd come in for a cup of tea, and I let a drink. He had a latte, yeah, he had a caramel latte. He came in for a drink, and I had a cup of tea and sat down and was just chatting with him for a bit. And he started working at Matan's Castle, where my younger sister's boyfriend works. So we were just chatting and having a good catch up. And then I continued on with my work shift, and by this time it had quieted right down. We had like 3-4 people in, and one of the people I went to school with, who I was in tutor with, she came in for some food, and I thought it was her, but I didn't like know if it was her or not because we changed a lot, both of us. So I was like, "Is it?" And she said, "Oh yeah." So of course we were chatting and having a good catch up, and then I was just doing lots of clean up jobs, like cleaning the tables and putting clean cups and plates and stuff away. And my colleague who one of my colleagues I was on shift with today was doing a split, and it's his last shift working with me because he's going off for a 4-month like traveling thing. So yeah, it's gonna be weird not working with him, and I gave him a big hug when he came back after being off for his break, when coming back to do his last bit of his split shift during the evening shift. And they have 17 groups doing the quiz tonight, so I'm glad I'm off this evening. And then I clocked off, got my bag and coat, and my dad picked me up, and I got back and I got changed, and I had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I ended up having a little bit of a nap. Hopefully I shall sleep tonight. And I then was just watching a bit of Merlin and Doctor Who, and then my older sister came back from being at the rugby game. Their team won. Our family friend had dropped her over. He stayed for a bit and then he went off, and we had our roast dinner, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. I love a roast. Can't go wrong with a Sunday roast. It was just so good. And then we had apple crumble and custard for pudding, and I'm going to show you guys a photo of that now. The crumble was so good with the custard. I love custard so much. My cat Purdy definitely does, the little bleeder. She got a bit in the end, but she's like putting her paw out, like trying to get the custard, and I was like, no, it's my custard. And then we were just listening to a bit of music. We had the 80s and 90s music channels playing, and I just sat and was just like in a food coma. And then I was just playing on Pokemon Go, and me and my older sister were playing on Pokemon Go together and just having a nice catch up. And I was asking her about rugby, and she was asking me about work. And then my dad dropped her home, and my dad got back, and then I was just watching a little bit of Merlin. Started watching that again, reading a bit more of To All the Boys I Loved Before 3, trying to make really few days, but I'm such a slow reader. I'm also really bad at starting reading different books, so I'll be reading like 3 books all at once because I get excited about a book and then start trying to read them all at the same time. I then was just listening to a bit of music, doing some drawing and a bit of colouring in, and just working on some illustrations. I then sorted up my Bleach-Up doll and was just listening to a bit of Joni Mitchell. Love a bit of Joni Mitchell. Wither and Both Sides Now are two of my favourites of hers. And I then was just listening to a bit of Kate Bush, a bit of Kylie, a bit of Coldplay, a bit of 1975. I just have such a large range of music taste. And then I was just writing a bit of my journal. I finished writing that. I then had some cereal. I had a bit of Cookie Crisp cereal that I got the other day. Love Cookie Crisp so much. It's probably one of my favourite cereals. And my older brother is at his girlfriend's house, and he's staying there until when he gets back from Monday evening, so tomorrow, and then he'll be coming back in the evening. And yeah, I I'm now just going to watch today's Love Island and then watch Dancing on Ice, which is back, and I absolutely love it. And I've also just been watching a bit of classic Waterloo Road. And yeah, I hope you guys have all had a great weekend. All have a lovely rest of your Sunday and have a fabulous new week ahead. Got my 4 days off. I'm so happy I've got 4 days off. I was planning to work Monday, so I'd work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But after doing Friday 6 till midnight and then a split shift and then working a 7-hour shift today, I definitely need these 4 days off. And I think it's good to take time off when you need it and make sure you don't get too run down and don't want to be getting ill or like too run down and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy these 4 days. Gonna be going to watch Avatar Tuesday with my mate, and then I'm also ordering these 2 Shadow High dolls, or I'm planning to either order them or go. Actually, no, I think on Tuesday when I go to the cinema afterwards, I think I'm going to plan to go to Smith's and get those 2 new Shadow High dolls. One of them is purple with like braids and like waffly dress, and she looks stunning. They look like aliens, they look out of this world. They look epic, and I love them. And there's another one that's got like a blondish white wig, like not wig, it's like, oh, what's it, like a bob, like wig, like hairstyle. Kind of looks like a wig in the fridge, which is amazing. So those 2. I'm also tomorrow, so that'll be on Tuesday. I think I'll either go before or afterwards. I might get my dad to take me there after picking me and my mate up from the cinema, because he's dropping me in and back. He's got no buses out of where I live now. Great. Well, there's one, but you'd have to get from there and then get off and then get another bus, but that's just too much faff. So I think my dad said he'll drop us in and pick us up. So I think on the way there or on the way back, before we go to cinema afterwards, I'm going to go and get these 2 dolls from Smith's. I'm also ordering these Disney dolls they have, which have like, there's 3 of them. There's a doll and then 2 like outfit sets that I'm planning to get. And I get paid tomorrow, payday Monday, so payday is going to be called Doll Day, because I've got a lot of dolls that I plan to get. I'm a collector, and I'm planning to get my prints put up on the wall and also a shelf somewhere. Hopefully these walls will not collapse on me, because I literally have so much stuff on these shelves. And I've just got a tower over there of my inbox dolls that I need to get put up on a shelf somewhere, so I can proudly show them off, because I'm very proud of my collection. It's taken me a while, and I have like 30 plus now, which is crazy. And even crazier that I haven't been tempted to just rip them open and play with them. And yeah, I just love them. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your evening, and please like, comment and subscribe. Your support means the world. And yeah, I shall love you and leave you. Bye.